Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. The deep hanger is ready. Now I'm still working on changing the designs and uh, basically the design is perfect. The only thing that I have an issue with is the way that it prints on the bed on my printers. Uh, it prints really nice, as you can see. We got Bison on one side, we got our two O-ring grooves, and if you remember, I had the O-rings offset, so I centered those so that they were the same distance from the O-ring to the end, and the O-ring to the end. That way, it allows more meat. This is made solid. It's 50 millimeters long, 29 millimeter round, two 3 millimeter O-ring grooves, and a cone in the end of this side, a cone on the inside of this side, and a 3 millimeter hole. Somebody keeps asking me what's inside of them. It's plastic and a 3 millimeter hole. Why do you keep asking me that? I mean, are you trying to ask me to say something that I don't want to say? I don't know. It's pretty simple. The picture should have explained what this thing looked like. In fact, I did a video showing this before, but apparently somebody's not getting it. This here is a Challenger tube, and this is a, let's see here, 36 millimeter tube, 29 mil, well, it's actually a little more than 29 millimeter. It's 2950 on the inside. I made these 29 millimeters with the O-ring taking up the rest of it. So, but that's what's inside of it. It's solid plastic with a cone on each side, a hole in the middle, and that's it, and two O-ring grooves. So they are on my site ready to be sold. Now I am changing the design. I'm printing out a test piece right now. If it doesn't do anything, if it doesn't change anything, then I have the original one that I print out. But we're trying to make it so that it's beveled on each side of this O-ring groove, simply because a 3D printer cannot print a 90-degree overhang. Well, when this is sitting on the bed, you have a 90-degree overhang. Let's say it's sitting on the bed like that. You have a 90-degree overhang here at the top of this O-ring, and you have a 90-degree over top of this. It prints the beveled, or the cone, perfect, because it's gradually moving up and down. So what I'm doing is I'm just 45ing the corners of each side of the O-ring groove in about 3/4 of the way of the 3 millimeter hole. It's actually a little less than a 3 millimeter, it's probably about a 2.5, but we're using a 3 millimeter O-ring, so that makes up the difference and fits pretty nice in the tank or tube or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to find out. That way it'll print nice and smooth. When I print them out, I don't think I have one here. It makes a little glob down here at the bottom of the 90-degree overhang because there's nothing there to catch it. But it will print. Once it gets like 2 layers, it'll finally start picking back up and doing what it's supposed to. And that means that I have to take it out to the lathe, put it in the lathe, take my cutoff tool, and just kind of take that bad spot out. That's all it is. It doesn't change the toughness and the solidness and everything else. So uh, this is the finished product so far, unless the new design that I'm coming up with actually works better. The only thing that I'm concerned about having each side of this beveled, basically, let me try to show you what I'm talking about. I'll draw it here. See if I can draw. Well, that's a bad drawing. Let me mess that up there. Alright, this is the part without the O-rings on it. What I'm doing is I have cut that off right there. That way this is not a 90-degree overhang. A little bit will work just fine, but you don't want to push your luck. So basically I'm just cutting these corners off right here so that it'll print nice. The only thing that concerns me is, will the O-ring, well, I left a little bit at the bottom that's a 90-degree right here, simply because we want this to stay in the center of that hole. And I think it should. It's just something, I may be overthinking it, I don't know, but we want those O-rings to stay in one spot and not move back and forth. It's not really going to make any difference, because when you go to slide it in, it's going to self-center itself anyway. But like I said, I may just be overthinking it. But this is what it is. Let's put us a piece of paper up here, and I need to stop drawing with that marker. It's messing up my next pages. See? But this is what it looks like. And as you've seen in the video, it does work. I realized that my 30 cal was actually worse than the 357, and when I shot it, it was really had that spring sound. I installed that second one I had. That's where it went. That's where that extra one went. It went into 30 cal. I forgot about that. So it works. Really works. And I'm actually proud of this piece. This is actually a good part. Well, all my parts are good parts. Just whoever wants it. Who don't. So 3mm hole, 2 cones, 2 O-ring grooves, 29mm by 50mm. So there you have it. They are on my site, ready to go. Now, if you want one for a different gun that has a different size tank, you have to give me the measurements. Don't compensate for nothing. If you're going to measure the inside diameter of your tube, you're going to have to use a one of those, I don't know what they call it, but it looks like this. Boy, I've been drawing a lot here lately. It'll look like that. You'll have to use one of these, figure out what the inside diameter is, because probably about an inch and a quarter down, it threads, it's a different size. So you're not going to be able to go by that. So you're going to have to use a gauge like that to get your inside diameter. Once you've got it to where it slides back and forth, then you slide it out, take your calipers and measure from point to point. That will give you the inside diameter of your tube. So, but this one here has been cut off, and I only threaded down a little ways, but the threads are actually level. So I can measure this one. We got 2950. So yours may be different. So if you want one made for any other gun, don't matter what it is, if you have that boing sound in your gun and you want to eliminate it, this is the way to go. Just give me the measurement of the inside of your tube and I can take it from there. So we have discovered that there's like 5 different tank sizes or tube sizes, air tube sizes on AEH guns. Now, this can be used on any rifle, but you know, not every air rifle has that boing sound. These are basically, the bigger your caliber is, the worse that sound's going to be. So, you know, I don't have that problem with the Beeman Chief. I don't have that problem with the Diana Storm Rider. I don't have that problem with the Gauntlets or the Avenger or the Benjamin Discovery. The only one I have a problem with that boing sound is the, well, all my AEA guns. So, but I'm sure there's others out there that have that problem. I've never heard anybody say anything about the Texan or the, I don't even think I had that problem with my Dragon Claw. I guess it just depends on the setup and how they made the gun. So, but if you want one a different size, all I need is the inside diameter tube. Don't compensate for no O-rings. I need the exact measurements. Let me do the compensating. So, let me know, guys. And these are on my site, ready to be sold. I will put the link to it in the description. And happy air gunning. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.